All right, mechatronics students. In this video, we're going to talk about the vertical mill. We've just made a big mess and we have chips laying all over the place. So it is important that when you're done using the mill, at the end of the day, wherever you're at, that you stop and clean up all the chips and get it ready so that the next student has everything where they need it. So we want to make sure we put everything back in its home location, clean up all the chips, and I just want to talk about a few details there. So let's switch over and take a look at our dirty mill. So first of all, there is a checklist here that's attached to the machine, and it goes through all the things that we need to do. And some of the things it starts off with is putting away any tooling that was used. So if you have drill bits, if you have cutters, put them back in their home location. If those drill bits and cutters have been damaged or dulled during use, let the instructor know so that they can be repaired or replaced, sharpened or replaced as needed. So we're to put everything away. Now, the other things that we've got would be like our, we've got a brush here and our parallels. So again, we're going to avoid handling the chips by hand. The chips can be sharp, so we clean off our parallels and again put them back in the case where you found them, keeping everything neat and tidy for the next guy. Then we basically just use this brush to go through all of the surfaces and brush off all of the chips that are on the vise. Kind of start from the top of the machine and work your way down, brushing away all the chips that are present. All right, and sometimes it's a little challenging to get at all the nooks and crevices here. A lot of shops would use compressed air to blow off these materials, and that can result in chips flying in every which direction. So this is a T-slot cleaning device. So you can run that T-slot cleaner inside the T-slots, and it does just what it says. It cleans out all the chips from inside the T-slots. So you notice how I'm kind of going in here, scraping the chips into this pocket, and then from there we can pop those up and into the floor. So we're trying to get the majority of the stuff removed in this fashion. All right, and again we can brush off any of the other surfaces here. You can even use a brush to kind of remove some of the chips from this area. All right, and we're going to come back with a shop vac and get the stuff that's a little bit harder to get. So again, we just kind of start from the top of the machine, work our way down, removing all the chips, cleaning out the T-slots with our T-slot, and I'm kind of on the back side of the machine now, getting the majority of everything out of here. All right, throwing chips all over the place. All right, now I'm probably off camera here, but you get the idea. Sweeping all the chips off of the ways. Kind of getting behind every little nook and cranny back here. Getting rid of the chips. All right. So I pretty much have everything done. Yeah, we're just working on the big chunks here. Get them out of the... removing most of the material. And then we even get down at the bottom of the machine and work our way the base of the machine, clearing off any chips down there. And then we sweep up the majority of everything that's going on. Okay. So with that done, we can grab our trusty broom and sweep up the chips on the base, sweep up the chips on the floor, and it's going to broadcast chips all over the place, right? There's probably a good 12-foot swath all the way around the machine where these chips are just everywhere. So like I said, I like to get the majority of everything taken care of just using those techniques, using brooms and brushes. We do have an aluminum recycling or steel recycling, so you can throw those chips in there. Then the last thing that we're going to do, once we have 90-some% of all the chips cleaned up in this case. The last part we're going to do is to run a shop vac over and get in all those nooks and crannies with the shop vac, and that'll minimize, how much material we're actually sucking up into the shop vac. But that's the procedure. I guess there is one other detail. This cover here, the this plexi or Lexan cover, that chip guard, we do want to take some Windex, spray it on a towel, and then clean this surface off with the Windex. So all of these items can be found in here on this checklist for cleanup, and I expect that every student is going to do that, leaving the machine clean and ready for the next person to use. So thank you very much for cleaning up your messes and keeping everything in good working order. I guess one other thing that's worth mentioning is I like to give it a shot of lubrication at the end of it, at the end of the cleaning cycle. So I just want to point this out here. There is a little one-shot oiler that's located here, and I like to just give it a shot of oil. That's going to lubricate all the ways and keep everything in good working condition. So, all right, there you go, guys. Thank you, and we'll catch you later.